I can literally like just like turn off front end mode and then just go into back end mode and just build out, the GraphQL queries or the resolvers and stuff, and be able to just grab whatever data I need to grab, and then know that the front end needs these pieces of data, and that's all I gotta do.
Hmm.
And then I can just turn off back end mode and go front end mode, and then go code
Interesting.
that out.
Jerry, how you doing, sir?
Doing good, man.
Hey,
Doing good.
it's it's good to get you on the podcast. It's been a while since we saw each other. I think it was Mage Titans Austin or Mage X.
Yeah,
Was that in 2019 or the year before? I don't really remember.
I think it was the year
The
before,
year before, right?
2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I was out there with the whole media type team.
Yeah,
Well, not the entire team, but
yeah,
part of the team.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. So we were talking a little bit about kids and stuff before we started, but how's everything going for you right now with COVID? What are y'all doing to stay sane? Hopefully you are staying sane. And what are you doing out there?
Just shoot, man. Just staying home. Um, Playing in the backyard.
Yeah.
I'm actually started building a fireplace
Did you?
in my living room.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's my first time. It's my first time. It's my first time doing anything close like that. So
Dude, how do you build a
a lot.
fireplace? That's like you gotta, because the hard part is the ventilation and stuff, right?
Oh, wait. Disclaimer. It's a faux
Okay.
fireplace.
Okay.
Decorative purposes.
Elect electronic flames and stuff. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So a lot of YouTubing and a lot of just a big mess in my garage. Put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so like it's so hard to build stuff, man. Like real world, you know what I mean? Like when you're used to doing web stuff. Web stuff is hard, obviously, in its own way. But like I tried to build like a shed and it just like it's so much work. It takes so much longer than you think it will. You know, like simple stuff like cutting the wood, takes forever and
Low
like
key and low key makes you want to go to Home Depot and just buy it. just,
yeah,
just call it a day.
exactly. But then you're like, no, I gotta
Yeah.
finish it because I started it. And it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how hard. So how long you been working on that now?
I've been doing it on and off for like the past three
Yeah,
weeks. I've just been working a lot and stuff, and whenever I have the time, and also family, and then hanging out with some family from my girl's side
yeah,
and my side
right.
too. But yeah, on and off
Yeah,
on the weekends, kind of just like going there, and I'm also doing some drywall too. So
yeah,
I heard that drywall is like the worst part and stuff, and
right.
they weren't kidding.
Right.
So
Dude,
it's just,
that's actually where I stopped on my shed. Like I literally didn't finish the
oh
drywall.
yeah,
Yeah, because I was like I got an air conditioner and so it wasn't too
yep,
bad even when it was hot outside because the air conditioner is like literally right next to me. So I was able to survive without the drywall. So I was like, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. And then I just because I wasn't sure which kind to get because there's so many different kinds of drywall and
oh shoot,
you know
I just got the first thing I saw.
see that's what you gotta do, like you just gotta get something to keep moving. You got that Pink Panther kind or what?
I have no clue. I don't even know the brand.
Okay.
All I know is I just grabbed the first one that I saw there, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, this is 3 feet by 4 by what? 3 feet by like 8 foot long.
uh
Got like two boards, and I was like, all right,
Ready to go.
just take this and then just start cutting.
Yeah.
But the part that suck is the corners.
Oh yeah.
Like they
Oh,
get the
okay.
little plastic stuff for the corners.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what they're called anymore, but
Uh-huh.
like getting that on there, I was like, man, I should have just drilled this in. I was trying to like get it on there with the drywall,
Uh-huh.
with the compound,
Uh-huh.
and it was just like a struggle.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then you realize, like, in hindsight, like, oh, I should have done it this way. And it's like, oh, yeah, this is why people that specialize in this stuff know what they're doing because they've already made all the mistakes and stuff.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, I should have just hired somebody right there outside of Home Depot and just told them, hey, come through. I'll pay you $200. Just do it.
Just be done with it.
I did the frame. The frame was a lot easier.
Is that a
Whoa.
storm?
Yeah, dude, that was
That
loud.
was loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
there's a storm I noticed. Well, there was going to be a storm out here. I'm in Austin, so I'm a few hours away from you out in
Yeah.
Houston, but I wonder it's probably the same weather system and stuff, but hopefully y'all aren't going to
Yeah,
get
dude.
hit too bad, right? Did you check?
Oh no, man.
Uh,
I live in Katy, man. And for some reason nothing ever happens in Katy.
it's just protected.
Like tornado like they always say, "Oh, there's a tornado over here," or freaking hurricanes come, and it's literally always, if I look at the weather channel, we're just like always just like grazing by.
Yeah, yeah,
We just always get lucky.
just get lucky.
And that's like the running joke. Yeah, that's the running joke for me and my girl. It's just like nothing ever happens in Katy, so as long as we stay here,
Stay
we
put.
shouldn't get hit with any. Just stay right here.
Right. Sweet spot. So I noticed you have the hey.com email address, and I was curious
Yeah,
how are you liking that? It's a cool product.
yeah, I'm liking it so far, man. I I was like looking around for like a good, I don't know, like 6 months. I was just trying all kinds of like email clients and stuff, and it the one that I like settled on before Hey, um, was called Tempo,
Hmm.
and that one kind of like kept everything sane for me because I was one other thing too is that I was trying to get everything like merged in all my emails from anything that I had. I was trying to get them all in just one inbox.
Hmm.
Um, because I don't know, man. I feel like email became like a source of anxiety for me and stuff. So I was
Hmm.
just like,
Hmm.
I just need to freaking find something that'll just like I'll just go through it once or a couple times a day and then just like completely forget about it and all that. And then when I saw Hey, I was like, oh dang, like you telling me I don't have to deal with like freaking newsletters and all these crazy ads. I can just like screen them out and then just literally just worry about the emails that I actually want to worry
Yeah,
about. So I gave it a shot and I stuck with it, man. I'm, 99 bucks,
yeah,
but stuck with it. I'm just gonna try it out and see for the year and see how it
yeah,
goes. But I'm really liking it so far.
yeah,
I mean, it's been pretty helpful.
yeah. Email is such a can be such a distraction for everybody that
Yeah,
it's cool to see like some innovation there, where like email's been kind of the same for a long time, and it's a pretty unique, take on it.
yeah, yeah. For me, just getting like the notifications. I'm put it like this. I'm the type of person that's just like, if you ask me to do something, I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. Let's go. What do we need to do? What do we need to get? What do we need exactly to just get it done? And I'm just like, okay, so in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna get it done. But when I get emails, I treat the emails the same way.
Uh,
So I'm just like, as soon as I see the email, I see the notification just pop in. I'm just like, all right, so what do they need? All right, let me reply if I need to reply or whatever they need me to do. Let me just get it done so I can just get it out of my life and then keep
yeah,
going.
yeah,
But it just becomes hectic when it's like freaking 20 emails
yeah,
in like the last 3 hours,
yeah, yeah,
and they all need something,
yeah,
and it's just it just gets hectic, and that's why it became the source of my anxiety and stuff like that. I'm just like always just trying to get shit done, and I can't I can't just like constantly monitor that while working on something like pretty in depth
yeah,
because then I'm gonna just keep getting distracted and then coming back and then losing my train of thought and
yeah,
that kind of stuff,
yeah,
and it just became a hassle.
yeah, yeah. Do you, as far as like work goes, your workflow, working remotely and stuff like that, do you turn notifications off for certain times of the day so you could focus? Do you keep them on so you could stay in touch? How do you do it?
So I haven't done that yet. I've always wanted to, but I always get that feeling that I'm gonna like miss something.
Yeah,
And although I'm saying like, I don't really want so many notifications and stuff, I still don't want to miss something important.
yeah,
So I'm still in the process of like just like adjusting to the idea of just completely turn off my notifications and just like focus.
yeah.
Um, because I just I don't know. I guess I should just like just rip off the band-aid and just do it one day and just try. I'm pretty sure nothing is life or death or anything like that. So
Yeah. Most of the
I should
time
find you.
it's most of the time it's not, but I think it's a tough thing to do, I think, to pull that band-aid off. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
expectations, and when you're working remotely, you want to make sure people feel that you're available and responsive and everything like that. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
yeah.
That's the part right there is I don't want people to think that I'm slacking off.
Right.
And
That's the last thing you
you
want
know,
anybody on your
yeah,
team to think. Yeah.
exactly. And and I mean, it's just in all honesty, man, it's just like, that's those are thoughts you know, that I've had even with mainly with just like remote working actually. Because when I
Hmm.
was in the office, as long as they saw me at my desk or, just typing
Hmm.
on my laptop,
Hmm.
everything was
Hmm.
fine.
Hmm.
But um but yeah, I think it's just with remote work, now I really think about it.
Hmm.
Um I don't know. I guess I just like you said, I just don't want I just don't want anybody to think that I'm just like slacking off and stuff. I know I'm not a slacker. Um but things could look a certain way to somebody else who
Yeah.
doesn't know which like who's not there with
Yeah.
you
Dude, I
24/7.
think literally everybody has that feeling, except maybe people that really don't care. Maybe they don't have that, but everybody that cares, I think, has that tension, and
Yep.
wants people to know that they're on top of things and stuff like that. So I think that's probably universal. And you're doing something right, man, because your career has been going, up and up and up. I know you were at Mediotype for a couple of years, got a ton
Yep.
of certifications. You just started, was it a few months ago at the teaching company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in August. So
Okay.
dang. I guess that's two months, maybe
Two
almost three
months.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that
Yeah,
been going for you?
it's been going pretty good, man. I really like it there.
Yeah.
Everybody's everybody's been pretty helpful and super welcoming and just a lot of cool stuff that we're working on and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of like GraphQL and PWA stuff.
Right. Right.
It's pretty dope.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
what are you doing with PWA and GraphQL?
So we're working with so we're just rebuilding their main site, the greatcourses.com.
What
Um
do they do, by the way? They have the first of all, they have the longest name of any merchant I've ever seen. It's like the great teaching courses by the teacher. It's like 8 words.
yeah. So the company itself is called the Teaching Company, and they have two sites. They have the Great Courses and the Great Courses Plus.
Okay.
So the Great Courses is where they sell a la carte things like DVDs or um, instant video or instant audio of um, different types of courses. Like you want to learn some calculus, you want to learn
Okay.
some
All
algebra,
right. Okay.
um, learn about like the history about some random country and things like that. They have a ton of courses, and all those courses are taught by like university professors and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and then the Great Courses Plus is all that, but kind of like a Netflix type style thing.
Gotcha.
So they have an Apple TV app, Roku app, all
Oh,
that
okay.
stuff, and you
Cool.
can just yeah. So you just pay for the subscription, and then you just have access to all those courses.
Nice. That's
It's
really
pretty
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
I actually been watching a couple of the courses. Um,
Nice.
yeah,
Learning some
it's
algebra,
pretty dope.
going back over your calculus and your linear algebra.
Oh man, never made it to calculus. Never made it to calculus, man.
Dude,
But yeah, it's a pretty nice company, man.
that's cool, man. How are you liking the transition? I want to get into the see how far I could track with you on the specifics of PWA and React and stuff like that. But how are you liking the transition from solution partner to merchant? Because that's a transition that people tend to make sometimes.
Yeah, so I've so far I've liked it. I have, what can I say? I guess like I really haven't noticed much of a difference in pace, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Um, and I think it's because of because of the work that we're doing right now. We're trying to launch the site and all that. Um, this new PWA stuff. So maybe once we're all done with that, things will slow down a little bit, and then the uh, the supposed you work at a merchant, everything's super slow thing will happen. But
Yeah, that's funny.
that's what everybody tells me, man.
Right.
But I don't honestly, like, looking at from what I've seen so far here, I don't think that'll happen here.
Yeah.
We're all trying to work pretty hard to you know one, get the site out the door, but also just kind of just work on bugs after things are done. Getting some unit testing and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
after that.
I think I'd say that's probably a really good sign. I know you had mentioned they were doing some pretty heavy hiring and stuff. It seems like they've been hiring some heavy hitters. So I think that they probably have a good pace there, because I would say that is probably the common thing, that merchants are maybe a bit slower paced.
Hmm.
And Mediotype is a very, I mean, massively successful agency. So that's a cool, I think that's interesting that, it's a good pace.
Yeah, I don't really like slow pace that much. Honestly, I
Yeah.
just I can't. I mean, like I said earlier, you give me something to do, I'm just
You
like, all
like
right,
to
let's
get it
go, let's
done.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really like sitting on things too much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So what PWA framework are y'all on? You're on PWA Studio or?
no, so we're actually using
Oh, okay.
Scandy PWA.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
interesting. That's the first I've heard about it. I mean, I've heard about it, but it's the first I've talked to somebody that's using it in depth. So, um, that's
yeah.
interesting.
It's been yeah, it's been pretty interesting. They have a pretty decent framework. I haven't like touched a whole lot of it.
Hmm.
Um, I've been pretty focused on some specific features and stuff,
Okay.
but um, but in terms of like developer experience, it's actually been pretty nice because everything is just literally right there within the same repository. So you don't really have to like have like a completely separate code base
Hmm.
for the PWA.
Hmm.
You pretty much just like a regular Magento theme.
Okay.
It's an app design,
Oh, wow.
whatever theme it is, and then there's your Scandy PWA theme.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And yeah, so it's been pretty nice. I really like the fact that just like the separation of it though, like the front end and the back end though, that has been like more of a, how can I say, like, I've been enjoying that a lot more because I can literally like just like turn off front end mode and then just go into back end mode and just build out the GraphQL queries or the resolvers and stuff, and be able to just grab whatever data I need to grab, and then know that the front end needs these pieces of data, and that's all I gotta do,
Hmm.
and then I can just turn off back end mode and go front end mode and then go code
Interesting.
that out.
So it's like a cleaner separation of front end and back end
Yeah,
kind of thing.
definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that a lot more because I don't have to sit there and worry about, well, if I change this thing for this class, will it how many blocks will it affect?
Right.
Like, is it gonna mess up anything else? Like, is who else is like messing around with this? I mean, you still have things like, you still have like regular Magento backend stuff, but you just don't
Yeah.
have to deal with like any of the theme crap that
Yeah.
um not say like it's a bad thing, but um but yeah, it's been really nice to just have that separation
That's
for
cool.
sure.
So when you're building out the GraphQL resolvers or whatever API calls, I haven't built much GraphQL myself, so I just think of it as like, I imagine it's like a REST API but fancier, you know.
Yeah.
But when you're building those out, are you having to think about optimization and stuff like that? Because I know like on the front end, you can query, you can grab something from different objects and stuff like that on the front end over a GraphQL call without necessarily thinking about how to implement that on the back end. So are you having to think through optimization and stuff like that, or is that also kind of simplified as far as like database queries and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I haven't run into situations. I mean, I haven't really used much GraphQL up until this job either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm learning a lot as I go too.
Mm-hmm.
But so far I haven't really had to like really think too much about, I guess performance or any type of optimizations at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've just really just been hooking into and getting data from like the repositories that are within, like let's say you gotta get some products or something.
Mm-hmm.
You need a product list,
Mm-hmm.
just call the product repository
Mm-hmm.
and then just get list, get your products,
Mm-hmm.
get the information you need, and then literally just return an array of all the info that you need to
Okay.
return.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess there have been like certain instances like where you kind of like the typical stuff that you don't want to load unnecessary things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's pretty much the typical things that you would want to avoid. Um, don't load unnecessary models or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is pretty much applies the same here because it's all still Magento backend. The only thing is that you're returning an array of data as opposed to um, creating a block to get that data so it can go into the PHTML files
Mm-hmm.
and render that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in this case, you're just returning an array of data.
Right.
That's literally it.
Right. And like, what are some of the types of features that you're working on? Like, if you can get into any of the details.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Okay.
But gotta keep it super secret and stuff. Um,
Got to keep it locked down tight. No, I get it. I
yep,
get it. Yeah, the merchants, they got to keep all that IP that they're investing in.
yep,
So that's understandable.
yeah.
Um,
But they're pretty interesting though. And there's a lot of Elasticsearch is in the mix as well. You good?
rock went down the wrong tube. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Man, but yeah.
That's the first time that's happened in a while. All right, I'm back.
Oh, dude.
I'm back. I'm still alive.
Yeah, you reminded me. I need some water too.
Okay. Water break. Damn, eyes are
Water
watering.
break.
So you're saying you got some Elasticsearch in there too?
Yeah, so we got some Elasticsearch stuff in there as well. So it's pretty interesting to try to like, you know, build out some GraphQL calls for that stuff too, and all that.
Okay.
So, and I've honestly, I feel like at this time I've literally just started going pretty deep into Elasticsearch. So
Yeah.
it's uh it's a different beast. Tell you
Yep.
that.
Yep. It's been a while
It's a
since I've
lot
touched
to learn,
Elasticsearch. What kind of stuff have you been doing in there?
dude. I feel like it's just so basic what I'm doing, but
It's
I'm
a lot you could do in
sometimes
there,
having a
man.
tough time.
Yeah. It's just so many options and so much
Yeah,
functionality.
man. I don't. I'm just like I literally just sit there for like a good 20-25 minutes just reading through the documentation on how to just like do like one thing. Hey, I need to like retrieve the results for like only this batch of SKUs, and I want to filter out only on these attributes, and that's it.
Right.
Like, okay, how do I? What's the JSON for that?
Yeah.
Like, you have like the should keys with the bulls and the stuff and all
Right.
that crap, and I'm just like,
Right.
okay, what's what, and how do I like put everything together so it can just work? Because
Yeah,
it's giving me a headache right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have some stuff I use Algolia for, and it's really
Oof.
nice and
Yeah.
simple. I mean, I think there's a lot you can do with it, but I what I use it for is really simple. But there's these limits. It's like how many records? 10,000 records or something like that on the free tier, and then the pricing goes up pretty quickly.
Ten
So
thousand seems like a lot.
at 10,000, I mean, there's a lot you can do, but sometimes I'll run into a use case. Like, for example, I started grabbing the captions from these videos I'm doing, the podcasts, the auto
Hmm.
generated captions. And then I wanted
Yeah.
each interview has like anywhere like several thousand caption lines. That's surprising, right?
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So then I wanted to,
Okay.
yeah, I built this thing out and I said, oh, this is cool. I can search through every single line really quickly. You know what I mean? So like if I wanted to search like,
Boom, $500.
yeah, yeah. So like if I want to search Elasticsearch across all the podcasts I've done, I could just pull them all up with a timestamp and stuff. But then I ran into
Yep.
the limits. I was like, I got to figure something out. Um, and that's a really simple use case. Like I could probably just search the
Yeah.
flat files um, if I really wanted to, or probably MySQL is actually the easiest way to go. But I was thinking I should probably get better at Elasticsearch at some point because you could just do so much with it and, build it out yourself, not have to pay a ton for a SaaS and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've followed Algolia, and I've kind of seen um what they do and stuff, and I've always been interested in kind of just like messing around with that stuff, but it's never really found a use case for it.
Yeah,
And um, but yeah, they seem pretty cool
yeah.
though.
Yeah, once I started using it for one thing, it was I just kept seeing use cases everywhere for it. And then so and it's so simple to get going that it's pretty cool. Um so you
Gets that bill
mentioned
going up too.
what's that?
I say it gets that bill going up too pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm still on the free tier. I'm so cheap, man. Like I refuse to pay for any of that stuff. I hope they're not watching, but like I've stayed on the free tier for all that stuff.
Oh
But
man.
so you mentioned you've been reading Atomic Habits,
Yep.
the book, and I read that book, man. I don't know, it was a few months back, maybe 6 months ago. I loved it. It's the one of the only books I read in a while. And so, what have you been taking away from it?
Well, I'm not reading it. I'm listening to
Okay,
it.
you always got to make that
Yeah.
distinction, right? It's like you can't. It's like you feel like you're lying if you
It's
say,
like, are you a real
"Are you a
reader?
real actual reader?"
Yeah, man. I've been listening to it. I'm about I think almost 40% of the way through. Um, but I guess so far, like I guess what I've learned so far um is that just how you can have good and bad habits and stuff like that. It's kind of one of the things that he keeps mentioning is that that habits are a double-edged sword.
Hmm.
Um, and I can definitely see that, and I definitely have a lot of bad habits, in my
Let's
opinion.
talk
Just like
about them.
like really
Let's
reflecting,
talk about it.
I have some really bad habits, man. I mean, freaking, I I guess one of my worst habits is I'm always trying to I always want to work out.
Okay.
I'm always trying to work out, and I always happen to find some sort of excuse to like not go work out or make work my excuse
Uh,
to say like, hey, nope, I need to go make some money.
yeah,
Gotta pay those bills,
yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah,
And that's that's been my biggest, like, I guess, excuse
yeah,
more than a bad habit, I guess.
yeah.
Um but actually what really actually got me into the book was the working out part of it, but I saw some tweets that you were putting
Oh,
out.
cool.
Yeah, I saw some tweets that you were putting out, with the where you were tracking your calories and you were just like reporting it, and I guess you were trying to use Twitter as
Yeah.
like your accountability partner.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, all right, let me get these 20 bucks. Let me see if he's actually doing it today. And I was like, man, every day, man, I was just checking, making sure that you were actually doing it. But
I'm
when
glad
I saw
somebody
that, man,
was.
I was just like,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was just like, dang, dude. And I kind of like, I don't know, kind of like inspired me a little bit to just like, all right, let me go find something, and just like stick to it. And that's why I started looking into Atomic Habits, because I think I like Googled like, dude, I Googled like better habits for like working out or something like that.
Hmm.
And and um and then Atomic Habits just like popped up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, bet. Let me look at it. Let me see what this is about. And I was like, all right, I'm not paying for the book yet. So let me go YouTube this guy for a little bit. And and I really liked what he was talking about. I was just like, all right, bet. So he got me all pumped up and stuff. So I went and got the book, like the
Nice.
audiobook, and started listening to it. And from there, I tried just starting small. So first habit was, all right, one of my main problems is waking up early. So let me try waking up early. So for like a couple weeks, I started to just wake up like around 7,
Hmm.
and then now I start waking up at 6.
Hmm.
There's still some days where I might just like, if I go to sleep like at 12 or 1, I'm just like, all right, I'll stay asleep until like maybe like
Hmm.
7:30 or 8.
Hmm.
But um, yeah, so I started with a pretty small habit, because that's what he mentioned in the book, I think, if I remember correctly. But start small, and started with that, and then one day went to Little Caesars, and I signed up for I signed up for 9 round, um, which is a like a like a kickboxing circuit type drill thing.
Nice.
You literally have 9 rounds where you're doing just like circuit training, just go through every single round for a
Nice.
good like 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So I've been waking up for like the past couple weeks at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Now let me just do this and then just say, you know what, screw it. All right, bet. Let's go. Signed up, went the first day, went the second day, missed the third day, missed the fourth day, and then I was feeling like crap, and then went off and just kind of like reflected for that week, and I was like, all right, what the hell? I'm literally gonna be spending money on this thing. I need to freaking do this shit, because if I don't, then it's literally just a waste of money.
Yeah.
And yeah, and after that, dude, I was like, all right, started Monday, went Wednesday, went Friday, then went Saturday, and then just kept going for a good 2 or 3 weeks.
Hmm.
And um shoot, I mean, here we are now. I think I'm at week like 2 or 3 weeks now.
Hmm.
I think I'm at like week 5 now.
Nice.
Um, so I've been going for like about a little over a month, maybe a month and a half,
Yeah.
and it's it's definitely like giving me like more energy to like, one, wake up earlier, two, to just like go through my day a lot easier. And I kind of feel like, that just because I'm like doing something for myself early in the morning, and then just dealing with the day after that,
Hmm.
uh, kind of just like,
Puts you in a good place.
just makes,
Good
yeah,
mindset.
it gives you like a good feeling.
Yeah.
Um, so now I'm just like at, what habit am I at now? I think I'm at like habit 3 or 4, where my third habit was, what was that? Dang, I have it in my phone somewhere. So I actually track my habits too.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, I started tracking my habits, just to kind of keep myself a little more accountable and stuff like
Nice.
that. Um,
Yeah, there's some cool
and
apps
then
where you can track like your how consistent you are on each habit, like how many days in a row, and have like streaks and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm using Habitify, that Habitify app.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the third habit was I need to sleep 8 hours a day.
Right.
So I'm trying to do the 8 hour thing, see if I can keep it going. But that habit has been kind of a challenge because my kid goes to sleep at like 9, and
Uh huh.
then I only have like an hour left after that before I have to go to sleep because I have to wake up at 6 again.
Yeah.
So
Dude, we
so
started
sometimes
putting we started putting our kids to bed at like 7:30. Telling you, dude,
okay,
that's the
how the
way to.
hell do you do that?
Dude, you
Because
just, bro,
I can't.
you just put them, you just put them in the crib, and you're like, hey, peace. I'll see you
Just
tomorrow.
close the door.
Just close the door.
Just
You're
ignore the
like,
crying.
yo, yeah, dude. They'll cry for like a hot minute,
Oh man.
and then your life, man, your life will be changed, dude. You get that extra hour and a half every night. I used to think
Oh
7:30 was
dude.
a little extreme, like
I've
especially when it's still light outside.
I've seen people do 6:30.
Yeah, it's
I'm just like, do they even have a life? It's like literally just it's literally just like, all right, wake up, eat, then school, then come home, do your homework, and then go to sleep,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
great, but
geez.
I mean, it's mostly worked out. My son,
Yeah.
he's about a similar age. He'll be 3 in November.
Nice.
So, yeah. He split
Damn.
his chin open the other day climbing
Oh
on the
shoot.
yeah. He was in his high chair and he always like climbs out of it onto the table and we're like, "Stop it." We're yelling at him and he like split his chin open. We thought he was going to need stitches and stuff, but
Yeesh.
he didn't. So, it was okay.
That's good. My
Yeah.
anxiety would have been through the roof
Yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I can't get my daughter to go to sleep that early. I mean, sometimes, dude, she just likes to hang. Like she can hang. Like
Mhm.
she can just stay awake
Just
until like 12, and if there's people around, dude, she'll stay
yeah,
awake until like 2 a.m. if she has to.
right.
She's like, "Oh,
Right.
it's playtime. Bet
Yeah.
we're gonna play
Yeah.
all night."
Yeah. It's tough, man. Kids are I think I was just holding on to life by a thread for the first couple of years when we had our first kid. Just trying to stay alive. Um, but nah, that's cool that you're working on the different habits and stuff, man. It's like
Yeah.
I try to just like add little. I can't remember if it's James Clear or somebody else that talks about habit stacking. Was that in the book? I can't remember.
Uh,
But
nah,
it's
I don't remember.
basically like getting little habits and starting to stack them on top of each other. So it's like you have one little thing that you do, you get up early, and then you go, okay, I'm getting up early. I'm also gonna, exercise in the morning, right? So then you've got get up early, exercise, and it's like, okay, after I exercise, I'm gonna have a protein shake or something like that, or and you just keep like, and then you kind of just one leads to the other to the other. So
Yeah.
I'm always trying
Yeah,
to.
I think it was him.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it was him.
yeah. So I'm always trying to just add little things, like I've been trying to cook vegetables more recently. So I just
Nice.
try to like one little thing is like when I have lunch, I'll try to cook some vegetables, and I'm trying to get better at cooking them. Um, because like I never knew how to cook vegetables, so I'd always make them all stupid. Like I basically only knew how to like cook pasta and eggs and stuff. So yeah, so I'm trying to get better at that, and then I'm
Wait, but
trying. What's that?
I was gonna say what's stupid about how what's
Oh,
stupid
about
vegetables, I
stupid
guess.
vegetables, like I'll just like cook them, overcook them, and like okay, for example, I'll make broccoli. Like I love broccoli,
Yeah,
but I'll like overcook it
me too.
because I'm like, oh, I need it. It needs to have more flavor, so I'll put a ton of like soy sauce and stuff, and it's just like drenched,
Uh,
which can be good, but then if you put it away and you have it the next day or something like that, it's like
yeah,
it's like too soggy. So
yeah, dude.
you know
That's
You actually gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta let them be a little more firm when you finish. And then like when we have food from a restaurant, like there's this like Greek place that my wife loves, and then I really like the vegetables there. So then I'm like trying to reverse engineer. I'm like, how do they make these vegetables? You know? And I noticed the broccoli
with
is like,
seasoning.
yeah, is like pretty firm. And I was like, ah, okay, I get it. I'm like, so it's just like anything.
Yeah,
Like you just got to practice at it and stuff. Cause vegetables can
yeah,
be
man.
really good. Like when they're cooked really well, vegetables are great, man.
Yeah,
It's a great snack,
yeah.
you know?
But I can't. For me, man, I can't. I can't ever. I'm not gonna say I can't ever, but I have a tough time like getting vegetables to just like taste like just right. I
Exactly.
learned that I learned that that firmness thing, just keeping the broccoli, don't leave it in there
Uh-huh.
too much. You don't want to get it too soggy, but you still don't want to get it, like too raw
Uh-huh.
either.
Uh-huh.
Um, that I picked up on that pretty quick, but it's just like all I can think about for seasoning freaking vegetables is literally just salt and pepper
Mm-hmm.
and maybe butter.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even know if that's even right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little oil or butter, but the calories add up
oof,
quick. Like oil is like, I think like 1 tablespoon is like 150 calories. So, or maybe 2 tablespoons. So it adds up quick.
for butter?
I think for oil, like,
Oh, for oil.
yeah, and probably butter is probably similar, you know?
Holy crap!
Yeah. So it adds up, but so I'm just trying to
That's
do
dang.
that, and then I'm trying to cook enough for like for dinner, and then I'll have leftovers for the next day for lunch. But then just little things, just keep trying to add little things, and it takes time, but it's tough, dude. Like, cause then you'll develop a habit, and then you'll backtrack on it, or you'll just like screw it up, and then but you got to try not to
Yeah,
just completely stop everything, and just keep going forward.
yeah, exactly. That's one of the points that he made in the book is that you're essentially gonna have some hiccups,
Hmm.
and the point is to just kind of just keep going, but and not really beat yourself up over it.
Hmm.
Because I mean, yeah, nothing's really perfect. So, and I guess that was one of my things. Is like as soon as I like messed up once or twice, I was just like, all right, I guess I can't keep going with this habit, and I have to go back to the drawing board and do something else
Hmm.
because clearly it's not working.
Yeah.
But and I think I was just like that was just the wrong way of thinking about it. Um, but yeah, man, I as far as like cooking, man, I I actually started tracking my calories and stuff as
Yeah.
well. Um, and it I was able to do it for like a good 3 weeks,
Hmm.
and I just completely fell off of it after that.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do it anymore. I was just like, dang, dude, like I the part that was hard for me is like when I made food at home, it's like, how am I supposed to track that? Because I'm making food, I'm making like some Dominican food that's just like talking about rice. Okay, I can track the rice, how many cups of rice and stuff like that. But then when I get the meat and then I season it with all kinds of crazy
Got a
seasonings
lot
and
going
things,
on
I'm
in
just like,
there. Got a lot going on.
yeah. I'm just like, all right, so what I need to do is just like grab all the labels for all these type of seasonings that I just used. And but then the thing is that one of the seasonings that we use is like a mixture of a whole big batch of vegetables and stuff that they just blend together, and we just like use that, store it, and use that to like season our meats
Uh,
whenever we cook. And it's like, okay, so how the hell am I supposed to track that? Like,
yeah.
so it's just like at one point I just started making up numbers, and I was like, all right, well,
Just
I don't
make
know
it
if this is
stupid.
gonna work.
You're like, I feel like that should have been like 300 calories. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I like it only seems to work for me when I just eat the same stuff. Like just the
Yeah.
same. And I feel like a lot of people that end up being really fit and in shape, they just eat really boring and they just eat the same stuff, you know? Like, I hate to say it, but
Boring eating life.
yeah, it's just boring. Like, I think I remember The Rock or something like that. It's like, what do you eat? He's like, I eat like salmon and vegetables. That's it. Like,
Jesus.
you know?
Yeah. I think who was it? Dang. Um John Cena, the
Uh,
wrestler. I think I saw like a YouTube thing once, and he was just like, "Yep, all I eat is just in the morning. This is my
yep.
day. I eat eggs, eggs, and eggs in the
Yeah.
morning, and don't eat anything else. And then at 7 o'clock, we go out to dinner." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that must be super easy to track for you guys, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like
I mean, the
kind of
going out to
difficult.
dinner could be cool depending on if he eats whatever he wants for dinner, then that could be great.
Yeah,
But
that would.
yeah, but I don't know.
I
I
kind
feel
of doubt
like
it.
yeah, I feel like people that are really really fit, they eat super boring. Like it's it's just fuel. It's just fuel. It's just that's all it is. It's like gas. It's like nobody no it's like
Yeah.
nobody gets excited about filling up the gas, you know?
Yeah, nah, not me, man. I'm just, it's like, yep, I
it's
want some barbecue this weekend.
yeah, yeah.
Chinese food tomorrow? Sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I try to save it for the cheat days on like Saturday, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
so I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I should just like just do cheat days and not track on those days and or track as best as I could, I guess.
yeah.
Um, and then literally just stick to a semi-boring eating menu throughout the week.
Mhm.
Literally just Subway
Mhm.
during the day, or just make some sandwiches at home for lunch, and then
Mhm.
dinner. It kind of be some of the same, but
Yeah.
more along
Yeah.
the lines of like just chicken breast all day.
Yeah. I know, dude. Chicken breast gets so old. So going back to the develop actually on the developer or work stuff and in terms of habits, are there any
Mhm.
habits that we're talking about like personal habits and things like that, but on the work side of things, are there any particular habits that you've been adding into the mix using, to help with productivity, to help with working with your team, things like that?
Yeah. So I guess one that I mentioned earlier was just like checking my emails, just like maybe
Right,
3 times a day.
right.
Um, checking in the morning as soon as I start. Check it right after lunch. Because I don't want to check it before lunch, because then I'm gonna get that oh, I need to do this right now thing going.
Hmm.
So I just
Hmm.
rather I'm like I rather check it after lunch when I'm like full of food and just like ready to go, and then once again right before my end of the day. So
Nice.
that's one, and that's been pretty good, because I mean that there's I don't really have to worry too much about email or what anyone's asking me to do. I could just
Hmm.
like focus on coding.
Yeah.
Um, so
Are
I
you
could do
using
that without
Hey
having to turn.
for work email too? Are you using Hey for work email?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, we use Outlook at my day job.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so I'm on Outlook and on Hey, and I just check both. You know,
Yeah.
um, but that helps with I don't have to turn off the notifications, but I also just sit there and kind of just ignore them. I'll hear the ding here and there and stuff, but I just won't even look at it.
Yeah.
The one thing I hear the ding, but I didn't turn off. I mean, I turned off the slide-in notification, but I still hear the ding, just so I can like in the back of my head just like know that there's emails there and not forget to check it.
Hmm.
Um, but there's that, and then also not much of a habit, but like just a kind of way of managing my calendar. I've I've literally like I don't know, this might be a little extreme, but I literally have every single minute like scheduled out.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So My work hours, I'll have them scheduled out in there. Um, Anytime that just like any free time and stuff like that, I'll have it scheduled out there too. And that's mainly for me to see like, hey, this is what you're giving up if take on this whatever event or meeting or whatnot.
Mm.
Um, and I don't go too far as some other people that like put their tasks on their calendar and stuff like that. But me doing that, I can definitely like just kind of just like map out um, my day and my week with that, and also kind of just like schedule out some time or block out some time to like prep for some meetings, maybe for like prep for stand up and stuff like that. Just kind of write out some notes on what I did yesterday, what I've been doing today,
Hmm.
and maybe some blockers and things like that, just so I don't really have to one scramble during the meeting and looking for things and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, so that and I, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't really have too many like work habits
Nice.
besides I guess like just what was the other one? I can't remember it, but
Just getting it done.
um
Just getting it done.
yeah.
That's the number one habit. Knocking it out. So last question, kind of going backwards in time a little bit, but
Mhm.
certifications. So, you were on the Mediotype, now Blue Acorn team for about 3 years. I think you guys became one of the most certified solution partners of all time or
Yeah.
something like that. Um, and so what was the secret to that? Like what tips would you give to teams that are trying to up their certification count, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I honestly like the the team just there wasn't like I don't think there really was like a one like moment that just like kind of like sparked it for everybody. I think everyone was just like so like pumped to get those certifications that we all just started organizing like study groups within the team. Um, so if anything, I would say like just organize some study groups, and when you're studying, like don't literally just go through the study guide and just like read it, because I mean that you're not really going to retain much with that. What we were doing was um, we w- we would start the study group. We would read through, let's say, one section, and then once we all kind of understood that section, we would go and try to implement that during the study group. So we would go into like Magento, um, build out a plugin. Like, what's a plugin? Okay, well, here's how you do a plugin. Okay, what about, and then just let anyone just like ask, random questions like, okay, but what about this scenario? Like, what would happen in this situation? Or what if, like, we're trying to plug into this and there's another plugin that's already in there. Like, what do we do there? So we would kind of just like go through that stuff and then just step through all those things.
Mm.
So we kind of just approached every single section like that. And then the study groups were from literally just 2 people to 6, 7, 10 people.
Mm.
Um, and um, every every time that we took the test, we would just kind of recap, um, what would I say? How I say? Kind of recap like how what you call it, what to kind of expect, like what subjects to expect
Mm.
in the test, and um, also without really divulging any of the like any of the answers to the questions and things like that.
I
Because
thought
that
you were
was
going to
one of
give
that
all
was
the
one.
answers right here. That
No,
was
no.
kind of what I was hoping for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we were all like, all right, tell me how the test went, what happened, what kind of questions, but don't give me any answers. Um, so that's how we were, and we also used the Swift Otter study guide
Yep.
and the example or the sample tests that they had, or the practice tests. Sorry,
Mm.
um, we used those a lot as well. Those were pretty. those are pretty spot on for a lot of them.
Hmm.
'Cause right now I think I'm at like 4 certifications right now. I was
Nice.
trying to get all 7, but that didn't work out. I did I did go for the plus. Um,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't study for it at all. I was just like, screw it. Maybe take one for the team and then just go on an exploratory mission and go see what's going on over there and see how it goes. Came back with a 33. Super proud of it. But dude, it was a tough one.
Wait, 33 out
Like
of what?
33 out of 100.
Oh, sh.
Like 33%.
That's
Yeah.
Hey, you
Yeah, that one was
gave you the old
that one was
college
hard.
try. Yeah, man. The only one I ever got was the M1 regular developer. So
Yeah.
yeah, so can't really talk. But yeah, no, that's cool, man. That makes sense, dude. The study groups sounds like a good strategy. And then
Yeah.
I think also, man, just having like a team that is encouraging each other and like you're just like you said, you kind of just all wanted it and you know, you're like one person's getting a
Yeah.
cert, oh that's great, and then you're helping each other out, you know. Like
Yeah. And of course there were some people there that kind of just took on like that the responsibility as well
mm,
of organizing those study groups and just making sure that all those invites got out and then making sure that everybody actually attended them and stuff like that.
yeah,
And it was just us regular developers just doing it all ourselves.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we're like, all right, cool. Um, but Josh, he would be the one usually just organizing them and then just getting everybody in there and
nice.
making sure that everybody learned what they needed to learn and usually leading them and stuff. Um, and yeah, man, I think a lot of encouragement was given throughout that process.
Yeah.
Um, every time everybody passed the certification, they would post it on Slack, their scores and everything. Everybody would be cheering them on and stuff, and yeah, it was pretty
That's
cool.
cool. That's really cool. Awesome, man. Well, it was fun catching up, dude. I appreciate you
For
taking some
sure.
time. And where's the best place for people to find you online?
I would say Twitter, but I don't really post much on Twitter. But I'm always
Yeah,
on
man.
Twitter looking at stuff.
Got to work on that, dude. We got to get you posting a little more.
Hey, man, I've actually been thinking about like doing some, I don't know, like some tutorial videos and stuff and posting them on YouTube and
Okay. Okay.
and doing that kind of stuff. Been thinking about it, man. I've been thinking about it for a long time, but um, I don't know. As of late, I feel like it's kind of like now that I'm really learning a lot about this PWA stuff and all these GraphQL things, I feel like I could share something. I mean, just like how I saw you, you know, tracking your calories and stuff like that. That kind of inspired me to
Yeah.
go into this habit thing. Um, I'm thinking that maybe I should just share my knowledge and maybe I'll inspire somebody else.
Yeah, man. That's so funny, dude. Because like, I think so much of the time you just share what you're doing. It might not feel like it's that profound or like the calorie thing is so funny because honestly, I felt like I wasn't getting that much feedback or cheering on or whatever as I was hoping for, to be honest.
Yeah,
And I kind of felt like it was just noise. Like I'm posting every single day my stupid calories, and I'm thinking to myself like everybody's tired of hearing about this, that whatever. And this is the first time hearing that it actually inspired you in some way, and I'm like, oh man, that's amazing. And
yeah, dude.
I think it's always like that. Like you just put stuff out there. You don't know how it's going to affect different people, but you know, if it's something that you're into and you're learning and you're um, challenging yourself with, then there's definitely going to be some value to other people. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've run across a bunch of situations where I'm just like, dang, dude, I'm like sitting here trying to like literally like bashing my head against the keyboard trying to figure out this problem, and I was like, man, I wish somebody would have just like whoever went through this problem, I wish they would just like done a like little video, even if it's like 2 minutes, just
Yeah,
this is how you fix it.
yeah, yeah,
This is how you do it.
yeah,
And um so I don't know. I I don't really like too much of the formal thing. So I kind of just like want to go just like jump on and then just be like, hey, I'm doing this today. Here's how it's going. and then be done.
Yeah. I think,
Not too much planning
yeah,
involved. Just
I think that's the way to do it. I think that's the way to do it. Well, I'll keep an eye out for that. And
for sure, man.
thanks again, man.